Hello viewers, today we have with us our specialist Dr. Vaishali Lokhande, Consultant Internal Medicine at Apollo Hospitals, Navi Mumbai. She comes with over 16 years of experience in this field. Today on this Facebook live session, we will be discussing on coronavirus. Welcome to our Facebook live session, Dr. Vaishali.
Thank you, Neha.
Doctor, we'll start with our first question. Can you explain what is coronavirus?
So we all are hearing about this new viral infection that's spreading across the world. So coronaviruses are viruses which are there in the nature and they affect human beings as well as animals. And that's the coronavirus infection. Simplest way it presents is with cough, cold or respiratory symptom infections. They're usually not tested for, but they are there very much around us.
So doctor, what is COVID-19?
So we are hearing about the coronavirus scare that's happening around us. End of December 2019, China, Wuhan province reported unusual number of cases of pneumonia coming from a particular region. It was found to originate from some animal sources, and the virus that was found was a coronavirus, a beta coronavirus. This virus was labeled as novel coronavirus 2019 then. After observing the patterns of the disease, WHO identified and coined the term COVID-19, meaning coronavirus disease 19.
So, what are the symptoms of COVID-19?
This disease presents like any respiratory illness or like influenza. So, the patient may come with high-grade fever, cough, cold, shivering, may have a runny nose, but sore throat and cough are predominant symptoms. These patients may go on to develop pneumonia. Extreme cases, they may also have respiratory failure where the lungs can get severely congested. They may have a drop in the oxygen levels. Sometimes there can be kidney failure, and some cases may also end up in death.
So, how does coronavirus spread?
This virus tends to spread like any virus causing respiratory infection, the way we have a common cold or influenza. So the commonest mode of transmission of the virus is through coughing or sneezing. When a person who's infected coughs or sneezes, the particles are carried into the atmosphere around him or her and can affect the people around them. Also, in addition, supposing the person who is infected has touched his nose or mouth and the secretions have contaminated the person's hand, and he happens or she happens to touch some surface, the virus can get transmitted. That's called fomites. So this contaminated surface, if somebody else touches, he or she also is at risk of getting infection. So primarily through droplets as well as contact.
So doctor, what can I do to protect myself and prevent the spread of virus?
I understand the scare is there and we all should be extra cautious because we don't have a cure for this virus, but basic respiratory and hand hygiene etiquettes would definitely go a long way in curbing the viral infection. So supposing somebody is infected or suspected coronavirus case, he or she should follow certain respiratory etiquettes. So first is about preventing the spread of infection. If somebody is having a cough, cold or a sneeze or fever or a respiratory infection, he or she should use a tissue to cover his nose and mouth while coughing or sneezing. Whenever you're coughing or sneezing, try to sneeze into your elbow or cough into a tissue so that the particles do not spread beyond a particular limit, and also discard the tissue right away. For a person who is not infected, he should be careful about avoiding unnecessary contact with any contaminated surfaces. So supposing you feel that an area is potentially contaminated, always use hand hygiene. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water, or you could use the alcohol-based hand sanitizer before or after handling surfaces that could be contaminated.
So doctor, who is at risk or more prone of developing virus?
This virus is there and it could affect any one of us. There is no particular age group which is prone to it. But having said that, people at the extremes of age, the very young population or people who are extremely elderly, they may have some issues with their immunity, and because they do not have much immunity, they are prone to getting more infections or more severe disease. Also, people who have a compromised immunity, like people who are diabetics, people who are kidney transplant patients, or people who are on multiple medications for some other reasons, their immunity may be compromised. So the disease in these patients could be more severe and the risk of death also is higher in this population.
So are antibiotics effective in preventing or treating the coronavirus?
This is a viral infection. Antibiotics do not work against viral infections. But in case somebody with a coronavirus infection suspicion is hospitalized for some reason, say a pneumonia or something, it's very difficult for the doctors who are treating to segregate and say it is purely viral infection and not bacterial. In such a case, the patient may receive antibiotics with the doctor's better judgment, but definitely antibiotics do not really curb or control the infection. It's a viral infection, so we need to understand that only antivirals may have some role to play.
So, is there a vaccine or drug or treatment for coronavirus?
Vaccine production is underway. We do not have answers as yet. The team is working on it. Maybe in a few weeks' time we could get some answers. And about antiviral medications, there are studies going on in patients who are infected or confirmed cases of coronavirus disease. There are 2 antiviral agents being tried right now. There is one anti-HIV drug, lopinavir-ritonavir combination, which is being tried, and the other one is resmetiviir, which is again an antiviral used in Lassa and Marburg virus infections. These have a potential role, but again, maybe we'll have some answers in few weeks' time.
Is coronavirus the same as SARS?
So SARS epidemic happened in 2002-2003, which was a severe respiratory infection, and the case fatality rate or the death rate in this population was 10 to 15%. That is pretty high. It also has a basic coronavirus kind of structure. The current coronaviral infection or COVID-19 has a coronavirus family, but the structure is different. It is called as SARS-2, and case fatality rate in this current COVID infection has been found to be around 2 to 3%. Definitely less dangerous compared to the SARS that happened 16-17 years back.
So, doctor, do vaccination against pneumonia protect you against the new coronavirus?
The currently available vaccination against pneumonia is for bacterial pneumonias, but which we have against pneumococcal infections, and we also have vaccination against influenza, which can cause pneumonia. But these are organisms which are separate from the current coronavirus, so they do not have any role or they cannot protect us from the current coronavirus scare.
Can pets at home spread the new coronavirus?
Technically not, unless they have been exposed to, and it is going to be difficult to say unless you test for it, but the probability is very, very, very low.
So, doctor, could you also explain us how should I wear a mask to protect myself?
Okay, we do see people roaming around the streets or in malls and all wearing masks. We need to understand that mask may not give us 100% protection. But having said that, a person who is suffering from a respiratory illness, it could be a flu-like illness, it could be any person with cough, cold and fever who's sneezing and coughing, he or she can wear a mask and control the spread of infection. It could be any other virus as well. Okay, so wearing a mask is important for people who are suffering from the infection, people who are caring for a coronavirus suspect. So supposing there's a family member or a relative who's sick and you're caring for that person, then in that case you might wear a mask to prevent the spread of the droplets that happen because of the person around you coughing or sneezing all the time. It's important to understand that masks have to be used in the way prescribed. They are usually single-use masks, and if they are not handled well, you could in fact increase the chance of getting infected rather than getting protected.
Can you also explain how to put on the mask, use, take off and dispose of a mask?
So the virus, because of its properties, a simple surgical mask that's available in the chemist store can be used now for patients suffering from the infection or people who are caring or the healthcare personnel who are caring for the patient. It is to be used in the prescribed format. Before you use the mask, clean your hands thoroughly with soap and water or use a hand sanitizer, alcohol based one, and then put the mask. You should cover your nose and mouth completely and tie the strings behind properly so that the mask does not slip off. Once you have tied the mask in a fitting manner, do not handle or touch the mask unnecessarily, because that would increase the spread of the virus through fomite method. And if the mask gets wet, discard it. Do not touch the front of the mask. Remove it from behind your head and throw it in the dustbin, which is a covered bin, right away, and use a fresh one. Whenever you're using a mask, try and avoid touching your face, nose and eyes unnecessarily, and that should be the protocol even otherwise as well for others.
So, doctor, we come to the last question. How long does the virus will survive on surface?
This is a hard one to say, but the virus may be heat labile, so we could say that it could last for a few hours at least. And since we do not have real evidence of the viability of the virus, it is best to be cautious about it, and disinfecting all surfaces that are being used or which could be contaminated, and hand hygiene at every step of care would probably prevent us from getting infected for now.
Thank you, Doctor, for joining this session. Dear viewers, if you have any questions related to coronavirus, please drop your questions in our comment box and we will address it shortly. Thank you.
Thank you.